I don't think, obviously this isn't what y'all were going for intentionally, but EA Skeet's production and the songs y'all were making just fit perfectly.
Right in there, yeah.
Especially with like the team, and these are all songs on the radio.
Yeah.
So you got like Team, like It's Getting Hot in Here.
Yeah.
You got Mr. Fab, Super Sick with it.
Super Sick with it, but that was that was a little bit later.
A little bit later. This is the kind of vibe
this is all within 12 months.
Yeah,
for
Federation.
Sure. Yep.
All this stuff is coming on the radio, and it kind of all blends together. And so, did Skeet, he produced your whole debut album?
No, so he only produced. So our first album was completely independent out the trunk. That was called Who Are You? Ski, I want to say, produced maybe 3 songs.
Okay,
that's it, right? He produced What Is It? He produced another song. I forget. It was like
Bang It.
That's so okay. So Bang It wasn't on there at first.
Okay.
We had What Is It? We put it out independently, out the trunk. I'm driving, literally, I'm in my truck. I'm driving Berkeley, San Francisco, Santa Rosa, out the trunk, delivering them on consignment. We have a song on the radio now. We have a history through Rasputins from selling independent stuff. So now at this point, Balance is like, all right, I'll buy 200 CDs from you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I know they're going to sell. We go into Tower Records. We get a call one day. I get a call from Violet Brown. Violet Brown is the head of the distributor, Tower and all this stuff, Warehouse Music, Warehouse Records and all that stuff. I'm like, who is this? She's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm looking for Frontline. Or I was like, yeah, this is Locksmith from Frontline. She's like, oh, I want to talk to you about this record and blah, blah. I'm like, what? I was just like, well, and she asked me, she was like, oh, you're working with EA. So EA Ski had already knew Violet Brown from, his, being in the industry. They connect. They put us in touch with Neil Levine, who is the head of Penalty Records, which is under Warner Brother Music. He starts hearing about what we got going out here in the Bay Area. He's like, what? He's like, how are you guys getting these spins on the radio? Because by this time, What Is It is getting 40 spins a week on KMEL, 40, 50 spins a week on 94.9. It's in Santa Rosa. It's getting this in San Diego, Las Vegas. So they're like, yo, this is a movement going on. They fly out to our show at Mission Rock. We perform our record release album. We perform our record release at Mission Rock. And he flies out, Neil Levine flies out. He signs us on the spot. Like, yo, I see what y'all doing. We signing y'all. We signed a deal with Penalty. He says, okay, we want to put this album out again, but we got to take out the songs with the samples. Because Left was heavy using samples. You got to record some new songs and we need a new single. What Is It is already dying down now. We need a new one. We go back in, we create some new songs. We still don't have a single. Ski says like, we got this track. It's called Bang It. He already got the hook on it. It's a different beat though, not the one. It's got pianos in it. It's more dark. We love it though. We like this shit. It's hard. We do our verses. I tell Ski like, hey, let me do the chorus. Since you did the last one, I want to try to do the chorus. You know what I mean? So I did play my Bang It. You know what I'm saying? Play my song in the club. They bang it. He's like, okay, that sounds fire. We're going to keep it that way. We play it for some DJs. We put it out there, My Motion. My Motion says it's hot, but the piano is dope, but it's not, it don't really go with what's going on right now. You don't want it to even miss a beat. Ski's like, takes it back. He changes it, puts a more like modern kind of like, the musical side, I like the piano better, but then he changes it. He puts that little sound that was popular at the time.
It's like a little synth sound. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Puts the synth in there. It's
almost like with Lil Jon, kind of like Lil Jon.
It was the sound at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Becomes a hit. You know what I'm saying? Ryko's like, that's it, let's go. You know what I mean? Well, we put out the album globally through Ryko, through Penalty, Ryko, Warner Brothers or whatever. And and then that was our introduction to actually being in the music business. You know what I mean? We have a little bit of a budget. That was our first time saying, okay, we're going to give y'all some money to shoot a video. We shoot the little low budget Bang It video. We go down to LA, you know what I mean? But it was a Bay Area classic, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when that shit dropped, man.
And now the Hyphy movement is in full swing.
Yeah.
Full swing, for sure.
So now you're on a major label.
Well, we're on a subsidiary of a major label, yeah.
the Bay Area is getting nationwide attention. But I feel like the Frontline y'all didn't really stick together for much longer after that.
Yeah, no, so the plan was, I never really had plans to do anything solo. My thing was always the group first. We did record another album, Lock and Left.
Right.
We did that completely independent again. So what happened is Penalty ends up folding.
This is also a time when the music industry just goes through so many changes.
Hella changes.
All the stores closed.
This is 2007.
Yeah.
The internet is coming.
Internet is in full
People
swing.
are consuming music differently now.
MySpace.
Everything.
Yeah.
MySpace is huge.
Yeah.
The digital era is in full swing. Penalty collapses. And we like, all right, well, shit, what are we going to do? We already kind of start working on songs by ourselves, but Ski is like, nah, we start getting some interest from Def Jam. Ski plays some of our stuff from Def Jam, and they're like, yeah, we like them as a group. So we like, okay, let's do this. We're going to put these songs together and make it as a group. So but even when we're working on solo stuff, we're doing it together. It's not like we are split. You know what I mean? And now Ski is producing the whole thing. Ski is like, I want to produce a whole album for y'all from top to bottom. Let me do it. And that was the Lock and Left album. We put that out. It does well. We still move, we still make Billboard for independent artists the first week. But like you said, the game is changing. And then it was just kind of a lull. We didn't know what to do. We didn't really, at this time, I had already graduated from college. Left is full deep in college now. Left is, so I stopped after undergrad. I graduated, Left starts and he continues on to grad school because he has a family and financial aid, having campus house, you know what I mean? It's kind of keeping his thing. He's like, okay, I'm continuing my education because we're making money, independent money, but we're investing so much back into it. We're not really, we still have part-time jobs at this time.
Sure.
We were working with kids, mentoring kids in Richmond. So there's a lull. We're still doing shows in the Bay Area, but we don't really know how to, the game has changed now. We don't really know what to do. And I take a trip to New York. Because at that time, we still had interest for some labels. So we go out there, we meet with some labels, and that's when I kind of get reintroduced to battling again. I'm like, oh, niggas is out here battling, Smack DVDs. Mm-hmm. They on the internet. I was like, what's this? What's this? I was like, I think I want to do that again, And then Grind Time, which happened to be in the Bay Area, I was like, okay, this is my shot. This is my chance to battle again. World, they battles his own World Star and all that kind of stuff. I was like, and then that's how I kind of got to battling again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that was like kind of like the beginning of the new Locksmith as a solo artist.
Okay, so Left basically went to pursue education.
He went to pursue education. He's still producing at this time.
Okay.
So as I'm starting to work on solo songs from battling, Left is producing my first mixtape. My first two mixtape, Left is like producing like damn near half the songs. You know what I mean? So we're still best friends. That's my brother. But I think what happens is I just start getting engulfed into the New York scene.
Through battling?
No. So I do the battling shit. That gets my name out there as a solo artist. So now the internet is super popping. YouTube is super popping. That's when you start seeing all the shit on the blogs.
Yeah.
Blogs is huge. Nah, right. Too Dope Boy. I'm looking and I see not a new producer, but a producer named Ski Beatz.
Mm-hmm.
Producer for Currency,
yep.
Jay Electronica, Wiz Khalifa. He's with Dame Dash.
Yep. They
got a whole Currency. They got a whole movement.
He was also really ahead of the wave in terms of making content, beat videos. And
that was Creative Control.
Yeah, Creative Control.
Who's behind Kanye's early videos. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,